like I say too, when Robin Williams had actually auditioned when he was all high and stuff, when he was really high and stuff, he like I said, he knew he was in trouble, and he didn't know who to ask or who to talk to. He knew, like I said, they had taken everything from him, and he was basically really in trouble. So, and his family had always said, his parents had always said, if you're ever in trouble, put your last name first. It's an old German thing. They would say it's an old Jewish thing. It's actually an old German thing. You put your last name first. If you are a known name, you put your last name first. So, Robin Williams, in this one time, he couldn't do much, but he put his last name first. And like I say, someone above recognized it as someone important. Me. The Robins, like I said, had done some aircraft and also probably done some filming for me. I think I gave them a camera or something, and they had an aircraft as well. Like I say, if you go way, way in the past, you see Robinsons, Robin, aircraft manufacturing, also a lot of factories and stuff like that. There were also orphanages and stuff like that. Great, massive family that was very loving, very caring, very helpful. Also of English descent, like I said, or English relation. I should say, not descent. They use that word descent as if they're descentful. I was like, what makes them descentful? They're related. Anyway, Black was related. Anyway, no, they're related to England and English and all that. Robinsons. I had an aircraft and I was like, let's name it after a bird. And I think the wife or someone decided to name it Robin. And it's actually an aircraft. Like I said, I designed an aircraft. I was having them do an aircraft or whatever, or gave them an aircraft, basically. They had aircraft, basically, and some factories and some other stuff. And they would film stuff for me and stuff like that. I'd have them go here, go there, surveillance, or survey, film things, film my factories and stuff, my Auschwitz and other places. Anyway, the Robinsons, like I said, they weren't exactly rich. Like Robin Williams would say, we weren't exactly rich. We just were looking after a trust or something like that. It's true, they were just managing a factory and looking after a trust. Mine, actually. And anyway, and they built my aircraft and stuff like that, and I gave them an aircraft. I think I gave them an aircraft, and then they decided to start building them on their own or something like that. Because they're not that complicated, really. Just put an engine in there, put some wings on it, and once you know the shape, the wing shape, you're good to go. And you can, and then put a camera on the side, and you're filming. That's why aircraft had to be two-seaters, one to fly the plane, one to film. Because we didn't have the complicated motors yet. Plus, motors, where are you going to run the motor with? A battery? Battery technology sucked in the past. Sucked. You couldn't film with a battery. A little bit of film, but batteries really, you gotta up the charge and you gotta do some complicated things to really get the juice out. Which they really didn't have a lot of complicated things. Like I said, black people, they really just wanted to kill everyone and take over, and they didn't really give a fuck about anything. They didn't do complicated batteries. They didn't know complicated batteries. They just wanted their drugs, and they wanted their parasites to dangle as they ran and threw their little sticks at people. Very low-tech technology level. That's all he did. Yeah. They just wanted to be black to be at midnight so they wouldn't be seen. And they prized the blackest man as the man that's going to go get them the food. So, and Robin Williams would say that too, about his family history. His history. Yeah. It's true. Robin Williams, on the other hand, was a rich man and had a lot of stuff, so. Anyway, very much the average, and he would be, whatever. Anyway. Later on, Eddie Murphy would be continuing the family line with going to China and trying to get some Chinese women to do something very, 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 very bad. Which I think they did. Not exactly sure. And he would continue the family line by doing something very bad and then killing her. Running off with whatever. Or they would. Anyway, yeah, well, it's where black people earn their shit name their whole existence. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, well, I mean, Robin Williams was a great person, and like I said. Anyway, he ended up making more money, or they made more money because, well, the filming and the directing and the acting, like the royalties from the theaters. Even though he didn't own the theaters anymore, even though some shit person named Eddie Murphy owned the theaters or whatever, with some other shit people, he still made a lot of money from the film deals. I mean, I made sure that the actors got a percentage of the royalties from all films. So even though they weren't actually performing anymore, they were actually making more money and could do whatever they wanted, basically, with the royalties, because every time the film was shown, well, they got a little bit, not to mention to pay back the other stuff. But the actors themselves would always get a little bit for everything, for every time the movie was shown. Part of the $7, of course. There's a little bit to the actors, and I knew over time that it would really pay out. So I was like, well, a little bit, and then the actual cost of the movie, because I'm trying to pay myself back for all the expenses of the actual movie, and then a little bit for the actual theater. So they say that theaters don't actually get any money from the film from the price of admission, but that's not really true. A little bit. They get like a third from all movie sales, or from the movie sales. They just don't get that much, because we also built the theaters as well with that money. Like, we built all the theaters, and then, because theoretically every theater in every town was actually my idea. And Robin Williams would say that too about his parents. They built some towns or something like that. They were part of the town building anyway. And Robin Williams would also tell the story about how his parents were part of town buildings in the ancient past, and they had the films to prove it. They were. Anyway, we built Auschwitz, a bunch of other cities, like everything. Robin Williams would grow up watching these films and stuff. So, anyway, because his parents flew an aircraft during the war or something like that, or back in time, at some point in his ancient past history, he would wonder about it himself, I think. Well, yeah, I mean, I had lots of aircraft, and I was a purveyor of aircraft, you might say. Had many aircraft companies. Anyway, lots of people would look at these films and wonder what these films were, or why these films existed. Well, my name is Lucifer Starr. I own 2 countries, Germany and America, and I said, "Oh, you're mine now. Let's go." And they were like, "Yes, sir." And they found out that I was the creator. So, or believed I was the creator anyway. And it's true. I am the creator. Even though my name is Brian. Anyway, so a lot about Robin Williams. Like I said, he found himself in a bad way, and he put his last name first, and he was hired anyway, no matter what. Robin's a great family name. Anyway, he made lots of money, I believe. He should have. And lived a very good life, and was and they were trying to steal his money, and he would say that. They were trying to steal my money. And they were. They were trying to steal his money his whole life. They were trying to rob him and cheat him. Like, he made lots of movies, and so does his family. So he should have gotten lots and lots and lots of money, and always been rich. But the black people were cheating him and trying to steal all his money. Ironically, to give it to me. They didn't know about the Circle of Life thing. Well, yeah. I was a creator of black people, so it's like, I created you, so haha. And besides the parasites inside of you, believe it or not, the parasites are sentient. In a way. I don't really know that much. I mean, but certain things about life and existence, were paramount. And some people need to really rationalize their own existence and just accept the fact. And realize that you really can't lie in existence. You can't lie with your existence either.